The process of contributing to the creation of a Final Destination film immerses crew members into a larger legacy, integrating their efforts into a franchise that has impacted pop culture over the past quarter century. The series uniquely embodies everyday anxieties, turning universal fears into visceral cinematic moments. Unlike typical horror franchises, Final Destination stands out because there is no singular assailant wielding a weapon. Instead, the series features a multitude of deaths. Instead, the threat emerges from ordinary objects set in motion, illustrating a domino effect governed by chaos theory. Elaborate and inventive fatal scenarios become a source of creative enjoyment for those involved. For Caitlin Santawana, the franchise had a profound influence on her formative years. Watching the movies through splayed fingers became a childhood ritual. She recalls seeing each installment as it was released, and later, receiving an audition felt like a dream, with little expectation of success. Now, being part of the film matches her highest hopes for the experience. Every actor seems to aspire to join an iconic franchise. Becoming part of Final Destination, with its intense following and massive audience, is exhilarating and instills a sense of inclusion in a prestigious tradition. Breck Bassinger notes the fun of reaching out to Ali Larter, who appeared in the first two films, and sharing the pride of following in her footsteps. Teo Briones similarly began his journey by contacting Devon Sawa, the lead of the original movie, who encouraged him with promises of an unforgettable experience. Director John Watts devised a story centered on a family, shifting the focus to how mortal peril can trace bloodlines and pursue entire genealogies. The production team not only sought out talented actors, but also cultivated convincing familial chemistry. With a cast spanning over 40 years in age, the ensemble shares a believable closeness and easy camaraderie both on and off camera. Anna Lore treasures the relationships formed on set. With some castmates embodying sibling-like roles and others feeling like lifelong friends, the dynamic reflects both playful rivalries and unwavering support. Rehearsals are intense, but between takes, laughter and happiness define the atmosphere, even leading to group gatherings and lighthearted competitions such as beer pong. The directorial pair, Zach and Adam nicknamed Zadam, offer a collaborative spirit that invigorates the entire production. Their playful synergy and director telepathy set the tone for the cast and crew. According to producer Craig Perry, their exhaustive preparation and deep cinematic expertise are always balanced by a commitment to fostering a familial environment on set. Zadam's grasp of the franchise's core elements balancing fan service and pure horror ensures that the latest chapter resonates with both longtime devotees and newcomers. The directors incorporate subtle references for dedicated fans and strive to maintain the suspenseful, engaging essence that defines the Final Destination series. This new film creates opportunities to honor the previous 5 films, embedding Easter eggs and requiring audiences to pay attention to each detail. Such attention and awareness mirror the characters' survival instincts within the franchise's world. Most members of the stunt team have long professional histories with the series. For instance, Dustin Brooks, now a stunt coordinator, began on the very first film during the infamous plane crash scene. His continued involvement across multiple installments strengthens a sense of continuity and legacy within the team. The connection to Final Destination stretches back to 1997 for some, marking it as a significant and moving foundation in their lives and professional journeys. Many feel privileged to contribute to something so widely loved and culturally important. The enduring appeal of Final Destination lies in its blend of suspense and fun, leaving viewers both terrified and entertained. Collaboration on the film brings together passionate individuals determined to uphold and expand its legacy for both new and veteran audiences. For the creators, the opportunity to escalate the stakes and introduce Final Destination to another generation is a point of pride. The journey, for all involved, remains extraordinary and deeply rewarding. On the first day of shooting, the entire crew, including extras, encountered the set for the very first time. The atmosphere was filled with excitement as everyone prepared for what was to come. Amid the anticipation, there was a sense that every actor in the franchise eagerly anticipates the moment of filming their own death scene, a pivotal and talked-about element among both the cast and fans alike. The tradition in Final Destination films demands a grand opening sequence. As soon as the imposing Skyview Tower came into view, the ominous expectation was set there would inevitably be tragic falls from great heights. The restaurant, named Skyview, was set in 1969 and boasted elegant mid-century modern decor. On opening night, the achievement was magnified by the fact that the project had been completed 5 months ahead of schedule. Yet, this accomplishment soon became overshadowed by a looming disaster. Crafting death sequences for a Final Destination movie is no simple task. They must be both accessible and easily relatable, set in familiar places while infused with a sense of imminent danger. This delicate balance presents both the challenge and the appeal of the franchise, requiring extensive and careful planning akin to entering a predefined, choreographed performance. One of the joys of making the film was collaborating closely with production designer Rachel O'Toole, whose creative vision helped bring the Skyview set to life. Her design skills, paired with her genuine enthusiasm for Final Destination, brought essential ideas to life, including the motif that circles kill, the Skyview itself, the dance floor, even Iris's eye, and the fatal penny all repeated the circular theme as a visual harbinger of impending doom. The subtleties of 1960s style were meticulously integrated into costumes and stunts. Costume designers prepared 10 dresses, 5 for the lead actor and 5 for her stunt double, each undergoing various levels of wear, progressing from pristine to increasingly damaged and eventually bloodied. The set required 14 performers to fall to the ground repeatedly, simulating disaster with precise choreography. Engineering the stunts demanded innovation, especially when using a tilted set to suspend 20 actors above glass, ensuring the glass remained unbroken until the scripted moment. Stunt coordination allowed for the safe execution of the complex scene. Never before had the team attempted to drop 20 people in a single shot, combining blue screen elements with practical effects shot directly on the restaurant set. An especially memorable stunt involved a character being set ablaze. The stuntwoman, Yvette, brought unique excitement to the role as an older performer undertaking a full-body burn, potentially setting a record for the oldest person to do this type of stunt. Her enthusiasm contributed to a dramatic and challenging sequence. Behind the set, a virtual volume composed of LED panels provided dynamic backgrounds and visual effects. This technology enabled real-time changes, such as triggering fire, rotating scenery, or adjusting lighting, adding versatility to the filming environment. For one of the sequences, a life-sized replica of a performer was meticulously crafted, mirroring the person's texture and color so convincingly that it provoked unease. These realistic details heightened the intensity of scenes involving deadly elevators and other hazards, with the set designed to accommodate multiple deaths as expected in the franchise. Days designated for filming death scenes were approached with seriousness and precision. Critically, one performer described her own death as brutal and relished the opportunity, highlighting the unique ways each demise unfolded, from peanut allergies reflecting real life to innovative teamwork with stunt doubles in an MRI machine. In one notably complex shot, the actor and her stunt double were positioned so their bodies seamlessly combined in the frame, giving the illusion of a single person enduring a horrifying fate, complete with tailored costumes. Family dynamics played a role in the narrative. Howard, a character intent on creating pleasure for his family, orchestrated sequences set in ordinary yet perilous backyard environments. These scenes illustrated that under the Final Destination lens, seemingly safe spaces could become sites of deadly peril, culminating in an end for Howard that typified the franchise's fatalist ethos. Death scenes in this installment were considered some of the most extreme and memorable, with the ecosystem of each death contributing to the narrative. Anna's sequence, filmed on her first day, involved a garbage compactor, where emotional details such as a single tear during the crushing remained integral to the performance. The creation of a mock garbage truck and the use of unsettling special effects rigs intensified the horror. The inevitability of death, a hallmark of the series, presented a challenge to directors who had to keep the film unpredictable. Relationships between characters, such as Eric not being Howard's biological son, were used to toy with audience expectations throughout. Complex and shocking deaths, technical ingenuity, and emotional moments combined to evoke a strong viewer response, ensuring that each perilous event remained distinct and impactful. A reflection begins on the enigmatic figure known as Bloodworth, a character whose recurring cryptic appearances throughout the Final Destination series have long intrigued fans. Discussions among the creative team highlight the abundance of theories surrounding his true purpose within the film universe. The narration turns to commentary on Bloodworth's role in the upcoming story, where insight into his origins and motivations would finally be explored. Tony Todd's enthusiasm for expanding the character is matched by the excitement of fellow cast members who feel privileged to perform alongside an actor so deeply entwined with the franchise's legacy. As the team reads the script, admiration builds toward Todd's enduring presence. His portrayal of Bloodworth evokes respect not only for his craft, but also for his consistent generosity and humility. His reputation on set becomes one of warmth and inspiration, a sentiment shared by everyone who interacts with him. During the conceptualization of Final Destination 6 Aus, the filmmakers emphasized the importance of featuring Bloodworth once more. His return, they believe, bridges the nostalgia of older fans with a renewed evolution of the narrative. Within the story itself, Bloodworth acknowledges the passage of time and his own mortality, considering his place within the cycle of fate he once seemed to control. Tony Todd approaches the character with introspection, delving into questions of identity and purpose. The script connects Bloodworth's past with new generations, hinting that his life has always been intertwined with the supernatural mechanisms at the heart of the series. Actors express admiration for the opportunity to portray storylines where Bloodworth's influence spans decades. The story's expansion allows the audience to see his journey in a full circle, as well as to witness the grace of his eventual narrative conclusion. In a poignant visual sequence, a younger version of Bloodworth appears, offering a glimpse into his formative years. Scenes involving a solitary train, both literal and metaphorical, serve to trace his life's trajectory, evoking nostalgia and quiet melancholy. The directors emphasize how the new film grounds Bloodworth in emotional realism while preserving his aura of mystery. Simultaneously, he acts as a mentor figure, offering eerie wisdom to the fresh ensemble of characters who must once again confront fate. New cast members recall their first encounters with Todd. Initial intimidation gives way to genuine affection as they describe his kindness and calm authority. Behind the scenes, he shares stories from earlier productions, uniting the cast with humor and reverence for the series' legacy. Several actors describe working with him as a career milestone. Some even recount moments of emotion and gratitude, touched by his humility and passion. His presence, both on and off set, becomes a defining experience for them. As filming progresses, his character receives a resonant farewell moment. Bloodworth imparts a message about cherishing life and embracing the time one has left, a line that mirrors Todd's own personal philosophy when he speaks to fans. After delivering his final scene, Todd's words, spoken with calm conviction, linger in the air. Observers note the quiet sincerity in his tone and a spark in his eyes that conveys deep contentment. His message about savoring every moment becomes both a thematic and emotional cornerstone of the film. Reflecting on his career, Todd speaks about the privilege of continuous work in film and theater, expressing gratitude for a life filled with creativity. He attributes his enduring curiosity and joy to the opportunities the franchise and his audience have given him. In closing, Todd addresses the fans directly, reminding them that in his view, goodbyes are never final, merely the start of something new. His words carry the same timeless mystique as Bloodworth himself, leaving a lingering sense that the story and the presence behind it will endure beyond the screen.